Damn it. Sorry, just give me a sec. I screwed up. Need to change some stuff. Because I'm lame. Alright, we should be okay now. Information should be correct now, I hope. Please let me know if it's not, if there's any problems. Thank you. Good evening to whoever's joined me. Double check, make sure it's all working. It's all working. Good, good, good. Triple check that. Yes, that looks right. All right. Sorry, screwed up. Nothing big, just forgot to start something. I'm going to be in Norn today. Going to be a Norn Mesmer. And I'm going to be ginormous. The biggest, fat-assest Norn dude I can be. No. That's right, I forgot. Randomize. There we are. My color sense, not great, but that's fine. That one matches my hair. Oh, they all do. A mindlessly happy Norn Mesmer, I think, is the way to go. I use ferocity. Strength to defeat ancient foes, protect the spirits, guard the mess. I'm gonna protect the spirits. I got drunk and blacked out. Really, it's not a big deal. You know, unless I get to level 20, and we find out that I took a Char War Machine for a joyride. Oh, we'll go with good old Raven. I mean, he's all tricksy and stuff, so... Let's see. I'm sure that's too long. No, it's not. There we go. It fit. Gotta be right at the maximum length.
I am Norn.
Hi there, I am Norn.
Born of the free and rugged
a hunter of the wild,
mountains.
born of the free and rugged mountains.
In the far north, my people fought our greatest enemy, Jormag, a dragon of frost and snow.
And you got your asses kicked.
The dragon broke our pride, but it did not break our spirit. In our last hour, we heard the voices of 4 of the spirits of the wild. Bear, Raven, Snow Leopard, Wolf. They called us south, away from certain annihilation. We founded the Great Lodge of Holbreck and claimed new hunting grounds. Some say we should not fight Jormag. I say the greatest risk is to wager nothing at all.
One day a hero will lead us home, and we will break the dragon's icy grip.
Yeah, Bram
I weave the
cracked
skein
the
of
fang,
wisdom.
and
My
Bram's not
cunning
a hero.
confounds lesser foes.
For a moment, in Iceberg Saga, I thought they were going to redeem him.
Like my ancestors before
that
me,
prize.
I seek glory.
But no, they didn't.
One
They
day,
went nowhere.
I will take my place among the heroes of the Norn. The spirits of the wild have given me the
First
gifts of
chapter when he
trickery
finds
and
out he's been
cleverness.
called Bram the
I
Oathbreaker.
challenge the skill of my enemy. I am the predator.
You might think he would grow up,
They
but
are the
no,
prey.
no. Even when he becomes Primordus's
I am still untested, but already
champion.
my deeds have earned
just
me
runs off
friendship
without
and great respect.
listening to anyone, telling
Each
anyone
year,
what he's
a
doing.
great
just
hunt is
goes.
called in Holbreck. Only the best among us are invited to
He hasn't
participate.
done anything.
I'll prove my worth with guile, collecting trophies to show
Not a
my
real problem
prowess.
for me. The real
Then,
issue for me
I will
is
drink
we
and
never
boast
once
of
get
my
to ream him
victories.
out and tell him what an absolute.
I accept
believe
this
the
challenge.
British phrase is
I
tosser
relish it.
that he is.
Come, danger.
He's
Come,
behaved like
adventure.
a petulant child
In the lodges and
entire
halls of my
time we've
people,
known him.
my
We don't
cunning
get
will be remembered
even
through
once
the ages.
the agency to scold him.
This is
Same thing
my
with Tybee.
story.
We never get a chance to absolutely unleash on them when they're incredibly stupid and their characters do some incredibly stupid things. And we never, ever upbraid them, chastise them, anything. That's my biggest issue with them.
Better than moon loot.
Is it really better than Moot Loot, though? I'm dubious.
Hey, over here. You don't want to miss a chance for glory, do you?
Oh, we've got a Minotaur. Can I get a whack in on the Minotaur? Yes! I will get the Minotaur skin. As will Moonclips, the guy next to me.
Hurry up, Ido. I want to get to the
Here you
moon
go, Ido.
before Kettle Keg Dream.
I don't want to miss the opening. I don't want to get screwed out by the doors closing. Okay, the doors aren't open yet. These doors there. When they close, you've got to go through this.
Over already?
And me and that other guy, something clips, whatever it is. Here to be the only people doing the tutorial.
You want more? Your wish.
No, I don't
is
want
not
more. I want those
command.
doors to open so we can get to fighting Issermir.
Here we go. Warmed up and ready for Issermir.
Alright, it's open.
I'm wrong. You can't because I'm not.
Air Stigalkin and Garm. Hi, Garm.
Hail to the finest hunters of the season.
That would be me, Air.
May Snow Leopard grant you swiftness and grace.
May
Snow
Raven
Leopard.
bless you with the
Thank
vision
you,
to see.
Raven Shaman.
Follow me if you dare. And
The
ready
best of the
yourselves for
bunch.
battle.
Snow Leopard, Wolf,
Walk
Bear,
with the
Yawn.
pack. In the eyes of Wolf, we
Everyone
are all
knows.
brothers and sisters.
Go Raven or go home.
Battle with the strength of bear.
No, thank you. I prefer to battle with the intelligence of Raven.
Onward to glory.
Thanks, Air. That was really inspiring. Not really. Actually inspiring at all.
Hunters, this is your chance to match Newt Whitebear. What are you waiting for?
And here comes Issermir. I still don't know how they got Issermir up there, really.
There's our prey. Go on, Hunter. Show us what you can do. Don't forget about the little ones. They're dangerous too.
It's up, and I evaded.
Keep at him. Don't let Garm have all the fun.
Garm ain't doing nothing, man. It's all me. Alright, that time I didn't dodge.
He's reeling. Let's finish him off.
Got him.
All hail the Slayer of Issermir.
That's me.
Now
I am
you
the
turn
Slayer
Snow Lord's Gate as
of
no
Issermir.
mere hunter, but a champion.
It's my
Doopy doo doopy doop doop. I'm now level 2. Let's just speak.
This valley is...
This valley is, it's a valley. Now that I remembered which freaking character I'm on. Which account I'm on, I should say. I have to solve some of Raven's riddles. I will grow if we're worthy. Welcome something. A legend. Such wisdom. Raven is pleased. Of course Raven's pleased. It's smart. I roar, I can kill. That sounds like an avalanche. It is an avalanche. Beautiful in the winter sun, brutal to touch. Sounds like ice. I am so damn smart.
Raven sees all.
Hand cannot contain me. I am fleeting and held and catch breath, I think. More Raven riddles. Devour you from the inside. That's hunger. Never know reason. That's like rage.
greatness. I am becoming greatness.
I am becoming greatness, in point of fact. A lot of people don't understand that about me. I'm now level 3. I have a bag. Because Papa's got a brand new bag. And I'm level 4. Just that quickly. Well, I will get some more XP from doing my first res right here. The new Adventurer's Guide, that was worth 20% of a level. The new Adventurer's Guide speeds up the leveling process. Hey, Snake. Good evening. Go in here. It's one of those places where you can, rare places where you can interrupt an induction but still get credit. New. New. What is new? Not a goddamn thing. Mind you, you reach a certain age and basically you don't really want new. Because the only new is bad news. And I guess a little bit of new. I've got a little bit of a toothache and I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse. That it's just like a one-day thing. But that's the kind of every little thing starts falling apart on you, and most of the time, the new is something you'd rather not. Like, can we just give it a pass? Sadly, the answer is no.
Good hunting. An immense deed. Well done.
An immense deed? Beating you up was an immense deed. Wow. Somebody's a little full of himself. I'll kick the tree. And another level, and another heart. We will nab an easy hero point in here. There's the Raven's Riddles complete. More XP for me. She doesn't do much damage, but she evidently has a lot of hit points. Good evening. Smoldering minions. And now she can feel Bear's tail wagging in her heart.
Bear approves of you. I can feel her little tail wagging in my heart.
That is just never not creepy. Just a little key farm this evening. I wanted some low impact. I've been playing. I bought into the game when they announced the first purchasable package that would give you access to the beta. So in essence, as long as
We steal
was
the sacks
possible.
of food from the cave. It's nasty stuff.
Off and on,
Hoping I
I've
can
got
persuade someone
almost 4,000 hours in the
to
game.
get boys to
In the game,
silly boys.
yeah, about 4,000 hours in the game. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a vet. I'm not good. I used to be really bad. Now I'm actually okay.
Growl god, but still.
Like a lot of players, for most of my time playing the game, I couldn't find a good resource that would allow me to understand the game, to play the game better. Eventually I did. Well, tanking is a different thing in this game than it is, say, in WoW. I mean, I did my time tanking WoW raids back in vanilla. And tanking here is, generally speaking, very encounter specific. There are some raid encounters where you have to have the highest toughness. Some where I think it's completely based on your location, your proximity to the mob. So it is far more idiosyncratic than it is, say, in WoW. I have not done any raiding in Guild Wars 2, but I've watched a fair amount.
Want to fight a god? Well, a growl god.
Yeah, the tanking, because it's such a different role, it's hard to really even call it tanking compared to like WoW.
Still.
I do
You know,
most
where
of my
WoW has an
research up
active
above.
tanking role, it's very idiosyncratic, very much encounter-based here as to whether it's going to be a profession or class, I think is what he wants to know. Healing, at least, is similar somewhat to healing in like a game like WoW or Lord of the Rings Online or presumably Final Fantasy. But tanking is not similar at all to those, in my experience, my understanding. Heal quick, nice. My experience with Scrapper is wooden potatoes, flamethrower Scrapper build from about 3 or 4 years ago. I think mine's still spec'd that way.
Good hunting. You must visit more often.
I will join the pack. Hello, Sacred Wolves. I talked about being a bad player. It was actually Wooden Potatoes, open world and story builds where he'd had one for each class that actually educated me on how to play the game after years. Thank you, Wooden Potatoes. I wouldn't be an above average player without you. No, I don't mean by above average that makes me good. I'm speaking sort of above median. Because the median is relatively low in this game. That's not meant as an insult to the player base, but most players are the same way I was. It is not an incredibly demanding game if you're doing open world or story stuff. And so I was somewhere around the median, which is not all that high. But I'm certainly nowhere near good. Ah, hand kiting. Yeah. I don't know the actual names of the encounters, but I know the hand kite. Run around and don't die. Run around the outside of the arena and don't die, if memory serves. As the hands try to hug you to death. Yep. I kind of know the encounters by how they look more than anything. I regularly watch Taja, her streams, where she does, a couple times a week, she does raid training. And so sort of by osmosis, I've learned bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I just don't think my play is up to doing raiding anymore. I just don't think I'm a good enough player that I would feel comfortable. My old WoW days, I was never particularly good, but I knew I was good enough that I wasn't going to be a drag on the team. Now I just don't feel that way. Well, I mean, that will certainly make you equipped to do every role in the raid, that's for sure. But that does sound like an enormous amount of work. Got a new pair of shoes, didn't I? Yeah. Papa's got a brand new pair of boots.
Run with the swiftness of snow leopard.
Okay, good. I can play with some of the cubs. We want to be able to play with the cubs.
What brings you here?
playing with the cubs gives you faster progress on the heart.
I've come to gain insight, leopard.
Also, if I started raiding, I would want to make freaking legendary armor. I know I would. And that's more investment than I want. I made legendary runes and sigils. Nice. I'm envious. I made runes and sigils. As I've got so many alts, to me that made more sense. With the runes and the sigils, all of my alts have got access to runes and sigils, whereas if I made armor, only a third of my alts would have access to the legendary armor. Nice. I know the amount of work required is extensive would be an understatement. Work and expense. That's another one of the reasons I went for the runes and sigils. Is they were far more manageable batches of stuff.
Run with the swiftest of snow leopard.
I was wondering, am I not done yet? Will this get me that? Yay! Another heart. Another level. Oh yeah, easily. For me, most of the waiting time was in the like gathering provisioners tokens. You know, for some length of time, doing Drizzlewood Coast to finish out the to do multiple iterations on the rep for the, I think it's 20 chests you get for each of the 4 reps, where they'll have a couple of mystic clovers in each. Those kinds of things were the sort of stoppers, ones that would stop the progress for a little while. I only have 2 of the weapon bit. That's sigils, right? I've never been able to remember. It's sigils, I think. I only have 2 of the sigils done, so realistically, I need probably 2 more. But 2 at least gives me for a lot of my characters, means they're covered. Yeah, I come and go. I take breaks from the game. I mean, it's a game where sometimes, occasionally they'll have a significant number of times they've had significant droughts on new content. And, I'd stick my head in and play some, but not for any extensive length of time. Can we go over? I've never tried. We can! Haha! Silly Jotun. Fractals are something I just haven't done nearly enough of. I am a bit of a... I don't want to say a content snob. I don't think it's the right phrase. I am not a huge fan of pickup groups. Let me put it that way. That'll work. And so, the fractals I've done, I did with my friends when they were playing. They're even more occasional players than I am.
I grow weary of
Yeah,
this.
my friends, my guildies. I need to stop doing that. We've been playing various and sundry games together for years. I've only done a few of the T1s. That rabbit was going to try and take my stolen food. Hi, Bjarni. God damn it. Sometimes, when you mount up, you lose your bunny food. Hi, Bjarni. Here's your food. Well, also a thing for me that kind of puts me off of it is I don't have full ascended armor on any of my characters. I could certainly make it or acquire it. Make it. And without it, obviously, you can't go very far into fractals. And because I like playing different characters,
Up for a challenge?
trying to juggle ascended armor between characters would be a nightmare. Well, you can also get lots of the ascended stuff out of fractals as well. So I would need to do a lot of fractals. Would be the most straightforward way for me to get it done.
Good hunting.
And I should start doing some of the more advanced content. I know I should. For instance, I should be doing, what is it, the Easy 3? The 3 strikes that are basically could be successfully completed
Experience makes me strong.
by an above average piece of broccoli. No. I understand exotics is sufficient. Certainly, but to make progress in fractals, you need the ascended for the sockets to put your agony resistance in. And raids, it's kind of, I did my time in raiding in WoW, and I kind of think that kind of commitment, although it's less of a commitment here than it is in WoW, certainly. To a degree, it's something I'm less interested in. I don't know how to explain it. Certainly, it's less of a commitment here than in WoW. I definitely would not want to raid in WoW. Although I suppose something like LFR in WoW is not too demanding. I'm at level 9, so now I'm just going to fly around and grab vistas and waypoints, POIs, and hero points, and get me to level 10, and then we'll begin the personal story. Yeah, I do understand that that exotics are sufficient at the 5 or 10% that you get out of the Ascendeds. Not that big a deal. I mean, unless you're going bleeding edge challenge modes. And no, thank you.
Splish, splash, fun on in a bath. Ooh, ah. Water washes the surface. Battle alone can cleanse your insides.
Oh, I can see absolutely the enjoyment value in helping somebody deal with new content. Challenging stuff, particularly some of the mechanics and raids, can be very specific. And teaching them. I mean, I mentioned that I frequently watch Taja, her stream. And I know she does 2 raid trainings a week. She did one last night. I think the other one... I think she does them Wednesdays and Sundays? Not sure. And, you know, obviously people are very appreciative, but it is also cool to see someone doing it, and I'm sure that she enjoys it or she wouldn't keep doing it. You know, and for some people, that's the fun, is bringing more people into the game or the activity you enjoy. I will have to kill these, although they're silent. I will res Tor the Tall. Is that the name? Tor the Tall.
I have room in my bags for a few more. Hurry now.
And Krennic the Stout.
Smash them!
I will help, and we'll finish off the Grawl, and that'll get me to level 10.
Swarm them! Avenge me.
There we go.
Like that. Usually all they want is bloodshed. This time they went straight for my brother's wares.
A fine job.
Great.
Follow me back to the lodge and I'll make the best
wonder what's
meal
going
you'll
on
ever
with them.
have.
I think I'll visit their camp and see what I can find out. That could be dangerous. You better take some help.
Got that, and we will head off to our personal story.
It's my...
Wild Spirits. Still, it's got to be cool for somebody with, 40 mastery points who obviously hasn't spent an enormous amount of time in the endgame to get straight into raids like that. Pretty cool.
Ah, the Slayer. What a sight for sore eyes. Between the two of you, I'm sure you can solve my problem. I'm headed for Wolf Shrine.
Fergan.
Now I've got the jitters about bringing my Dolyaks there.
There's
of the
no
spirits of
Fergan
the
way
wild
that
has
he's
gone
any good at
insane,
his job.
attacking caravans.
It makes no sense for a spirit to do that.
Exactly my problem. I can't figure it out. I do know it's got the Minotaurs around here riled up. Not Minotaur, it's the Minotaur. It's a spirit like bear or wolf. I'm a tracker by bear's bald butt. I know the difference.
If such a spirit exists, it hasn't been seen in generations. Why would it show up now?
All I know
That's
is that
very
it's out
cool.
there. Once we get going, you'll see for yourself.
I mean, my understanding is that, in a decent raid group, especially any kind of static, it's not going to be a big problem to bring another person in, but being able to help make them a productive member of the group, that's the skill. Teaching them the things they know to actually be useful in the raid. one of the other streamers I watch, Elise the Chemist. She is part of a static that at the time anyway held the second fastest time
You'll see. Keep
for
watch of
Harvest
those
Temple
bushes
Challenge.
and up in the trees.
And watching them play,
Minotaurs in
the
the
precision they
trees.
play is
It's not some mere minotaur. It's a spirit
She's
of the
really
wild,
fucking
the
good.
granddaddy of all minotaurs. Hush now.
and I know that they will occasionally give away the 10th spot in their raid. And all they expect the person to do is to GG at the appropriate time. And so they're doing Harvest Temple Challenge mode with one person who has no responsibility other than GGing at the right time.
You see? That's just not normal.
I agree. Something's driving those minotaurs to attack.
Yeah, it's another one of the reasons
The
I don't think I want to do raiding
It's here
those
to
is
protect its
you see
kind.
these fat little sausages I've got at the
Gotten
end of
so
my hand.
frantic. You won't see me
I have
coming next time.
approximately the reach on the keyboard of an infant. And so it is difficult for me to maintain my rotation. I fat finger stuff too much. Also doesn't help that I'm getting old. Well, I don't know. Can Mech still handle, still do his role with the change to the mech itself not getting the stat bonuses unless you're within 360
Father's hobnail
range?
boots. Minotaurs. A whole stampede.
More Minotaurs. Do you go with rifle to keep the DPS up, or do you go with mace and to keep the range easier to maintain? Because I mean, I did play a fair amount of, brain damage DPS mech. And keep up reasonable, damage numbers. I really enjoyed Mechanist from the beta on. So even when it became flavor of the month, flavor of several months, I didn't feel bad playing it because I enjoyed it from the first beta. Come on, Fergan, can you pick it up here a little bit? A little bit faster would be nice. Fergan? Could you get your Fergan ass in gear, please?
Did you see that? I thought I saw.
It's the Minotaur spirit. Look, guys, it's the Minotaur spirit.
Time to teach you a lesson.
I can manage a decent rotation on Harbinger too.
You won't see me coming next time.
I do a lot of Dragonstorm with Taja on her stream. I join up in her open Dragonstorm, and can often finish in the top, even the top 3 on harp with my harp. So that's one where I have a decent rotation. Master, not great, but decent.
It's the Minotaur. the spirit. He's driving them crazy, I tell you.
Yes, yes, we know, Fergan.
If not for you...
Thanks for your assistance. Cool.
Greatness.
One thing
I am becoming
I have
greatness.
noticed was reiterated to me today. I've been watching Wooden Potatoes is doing another playthrough on End of Dragons the last few days, and today he complained about how everything feels so slow when he doesn't have a lack, and I constantly hear the other streamers I watch talk about if they're missing a lack more than quickness, but either one, how bad everything feels. I'm going, welcome to my world. I never have those. Get a grip. Yeah. No, I cannot completely understand why, believe me. I just find it a little bit funny. That one is now. What else we got? Yeah, that was good.
In honor of Wolf.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. I just found it,
Hunt with Wolf's pack and destroy the Svanir.
amusing how much of a burden it feels. There we go. Can't wear, can't use, can't use. And let's see. Well, our only choice on the other is that. All right. No, I've already done that. Minotaur's Trail starts by the river, right? Actually, I would really like... It's something I feel is kind of a problem with the game now, that at the end game, everyone feels like they have to have, true or not. That they have to have quickness and alacrity. And to me, that kind of, I guess to a lesser degree, 25 might, although that's easier to get. It just seems like, with that having become basically a de facto requirement, I think the game suffers a little bit because of it.
I'm the master of life.
I'm the master of life. No, you don't need it, but if you watch the streamers, at least a lot of them, it seems like every time they don't have it, they're complaining, and it has become a de facto requirement for any kind of almost requirement. Requirement is obviously too much. An expectation, let's say, for large amounts of endgame content. I just don't think it's especially healthy for the game in the long term. It's not a huge deal. It's not like a game breaker or anything, but some new player coming into the game, you get to the end game and all they're going to hear about is the need. Everyone always asking, well, do we have alacrity and quickness in the group? That kind of stuff. In something like WoW, at the bleeding edge of the end game, where they're optimizing for every little thing, I understand completely. Well, we've got to have a Death Knight because they give us anti-magic shell or anti-magic zone, one of the two. And I understand it, but I don't think it's awesome for the game when, okay, there's a spot for this and a spot for this, and you need this and you need that.
Run back to
and we have so much of that now about around those two things in Guild Wars 2. It really sticks out a bit as a thumb.
I won't let anyone harm the Minotaur spirit.
Look, brothers, he does have a brain.
Yeah, and for the hardest content,
He has to die.
they got a complete set of everything they needed. You know, they figured out every needed thing for Harvest Temple challenge mode, right? And for something like the absolute hardest content, I have no problem with that. That doesn't seem inappropriate to me at all. That the absolute hardest content is going to require you to optimize absolutely to the most.
Spirits, watch me slaughter my enemies.
I feel a little bit about the same way about meta builds. That people are too caught up in having meta builds, and that the fact of the matter is a lot of the meta builds, you know, people talk about going to you know, meta battle or snow crows,
Watch me slaughter my enemies.
and those builds that they have are out at the bleeding edge. You know, for doing stuff like speed running.
What is going on?
Why were you hunting the Minotaur spirit? Tell me, you blubbering weakling.
And so the fact that you've got these bleeding edge,
I am becoming greatness.
these bleeding edge builds that everyone seems to accept as being appropriate,
Better than mood loot.
when generally they're not. I mean, occasionally you'll see a streamer who will talk about, well, you know, you've got to be careful when you talk about those various build sources, because those are in builds with great support players, and it's the support players' jobs to keep everyone alive, and it's the DPS job to just do DPS. But most gameplay, you're not going to have perfect support all the time. So having a little bit of flexibility, changing a couple of things in the build would be smart. But people tend to get very doctrinaire about what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in the build. And that sometimes concerns me. And even if it's not better than the meta build, they may be able to play it so much better that there's no reason you want them to change. If they can do 90% of the top end perfect damage, and they're far more comfortable in it, and they don't ever screw up their rotation or anything, you're better off for anything except maybe Harvest Temple Challenge mode.
But I like Bear too. Oh, but Snow Leopard is so sleek. Just be all of it and see if you can take on.
But it's easy for people to fall back on, oh, you don't have a meta build. And I will sort of leverage that into one of my, I think a little more, for me, a personal complaint, which is people will tell you to have a meta build, and buying the gear, buying the meta armor and, you know, rune set. Armor can set you back 100 gold, 150 gold a set. The runes will set you back another, what? Up to 60 in some cases, or at least it used to be. And a lot of players don't have so much gold that they can afford to blow money like that on a set of armor for a build that they want to try and may not like. To my mind, that's the single biggest advantage you get from legendary armor, is, at least from my point of view as a player, the ability to say, I really want to try this build on this spec. I'm just going to change the stats in my armor and my runes and my glyphs. Bingo, I can try it. If I don't like it, it hasn't cost me anything. I think the game would be well served if there were the equivalent function in exotic gear, where it costs some amount of gold to respec it, as opposed to buying a whole new set of exotic gear every time you want to try out a new spec. Yeah. And that's always been a problem in any kind of group play. There's always going to be, it's a word I don't like. People use the word gatekeeping a lot, but that is, more or less what you're going to get in any kind of end game content.
I tracked Minotaur to a cavern above Raven's shrine.
Blank. They don't
The sons
want
of
anyone
Svanir
to
were
be
there too,
suboptimal.
tracking the same
Well,
beast.
we're all suboptimal.
I convinced them to tell me what they were up to.
There were exactly
They've
10
been
people
rounding
in
up
the
Minotaurs
first
and
group
feeding them to a
that
dragon minion
that
on the
defeated
orders
Harvest
of their
Temple
boss,
CM.
Vidkun.
That would
The rest of us
explain
were
the
not
Minotaur
living up to
spirit's
it.
rage. No wonder his children are attacking any hunter they see.
I need your help, heir. You know more.
Now, I love to try new stuff.
Greatness.
To try different
I am
specs. That's why I've got.
greatness.
That's why I have 27 characters. One of each elite spec. Is because I love trying out the new specs and playing them and finding out what I like, what I don't like. But if I want to, I can't afford, I don't have the gold, literally don't have the gold to kit out all of my characters in their meta builds. Because some of those sets of armor are really expensive, even if I have to make them. Yeah, it's hard to know. Sometimes the big assholes in groups like that are the ones who are the least competent, but sometimes they're the most competent. The demanding ones. Sometimes the demanding ones need to be demanding so that they can coast because they're not that good. Other times they're demanding because they are that good and they expect everyone else to live up to it. I have, I think, one of the lunatics. I think I have the heavy lunatics unlocked. And I should have gone through the effort to unlock the others, but...
You're done. I'm not. You missed.
Are the lunatics? Or yeah, I guess they are they? Aren't they? They are,
Just admit I'm stronger.
they're choosy armor. Yeah, I mean, I've made the heavy set for one of my characters. My Spellbreaker, I think. Yeah.
I can see.
Another thing I in the past I have on occasion chosen specs simply because they used, where are we headed? Oh, that's right, outside. Because they used an armor set that I could make, and I had the materials to make. I particularly like the armor sets where in a single craft you can make a box that has all 6 pieces. Like you can make a box that has all 6 pieces of celestial gear. So my ability to make that in all 3 weights has let me, in more often than not, to find a decent celestial build for any given spec. Because that's always, the celestial's never going to be bad. It may not be good for some builds, but it'll never be awful. I missed. There we go. Oh, that's right. Do we have to fight Sons of Svanir, I think? As they're Minotaur baiting? Hi, Air. You're looking good today. Have you
We're
lost
close,
weight?
but so are the
Changed your
sons
hair?
of Svanir. I see multiple trails overlapping Minotaurs. They're closing in.
The Suns are moving in small parties. If we're careful, we can take out one group at a time before they even notice.
Cunning tactics. I like it.
Pardon the yawn.
Assuming careful doesn't mean gentle.
Absolutely not. Just don't draw any attention to yourself. Apart from that, we can hit them as hard as we like.
That's what I wanted to hear. Let's get
Well,
started.
one of the things I've seen come out of sort of standardizing a few sites where people go to for builds
Extra damage.
is the rise of the rise of low intensity builds. I think the low intensity builds are an absolute boon to the casual player like me who's getting older. Yeah, I mean, ideally that would be the way I would want to play it too, but in my experience too often... That worked perfectly. Solo play often is not a good mirror of how a build plays in
Extra damage.
a more intense environment. But also, I think, I also think that too often people stick with rotations that they learn on the Golem, and the real world never plays like that. And I mean never plays like a Golem. Yeah, what I look for personally is I look for something that that is fun. That's the most important by far to me. And functional. That I can play reasonably well and be reasonably comfortable in using. I have not gotten the hang of a decent rotation on Vert yet. That's a me thing. That's not there might be a problem with Vert thing. That's definitely, there's a problem with the old man thing. It's a spec I just haven't got the hang of yet. Some I can, pretty quickly come up on my own with a decent rotation and feel comfortable playing it. I haven't found that yet with Vert. I know it's there somewhere. I just haven't been playing the Vert that much.
Avenge me.
Yes. It was Condi Vert that I had been playing. Bleeds forever, right?
Relax, Slayer. The spirit knows.
No, it's just me thing. I haven't played it enough that I've got comfortable with a rotation yet.
And a strong
I appreciate
measure of
it.
gratitude. Now look at his wounds. How haggard and weak he is. See the mud on his hooves?
Looks like it's from Dark Riven Bluffs. He probably picked up the mud and the wounds at the same place.
It was like I got
and that's where we'll find
a
them,
good,
the
comfortable
Suns
rotation
and the
with
captive Minotaurs.
Harbinger, for
So,
instance, pretty
How
quick.
do we get past the guards to rescue the prisoners?
There are a few of the other
We
newer
could dress up
specs
like
from
beer merchants,
EOD,
get
which
the
I have
Suns
played
drunk,
very little.
and trick our way in.
I haven't played much Blade
Good.
Sworn. I haven't
Or
played
you
much
could
50.
ask for Minotaur's blessing. If he transforms
So
you
they're
into a
basically,
Minotaur,
yeah, that's
you could get close
that's
enough
the
to
thing,
break
is
them
getting
out.
into,
So, fool some
if not
drunken
muscle
Suns
memory,
or cause a Minotaur
because muscle
stampede.
memory you don't even have
Let
to
me
think
know what
about
you
it.
decide.
But if you can get into
Legends
a place
have
where
to
you're
learn to make
comfortable
choices like this.
paying attention to it and still being functional. is kind of for me is my
The
comfort
journey
zone.
continues. You
Let's
have my
see.
attention.
Transform one of his herd. You will accept his blessing and transform into one of his herd. No, we'll be beer salesmen. The only thing I really think I have at muscle memory is Guardian. Yeah, I if I've been playing Guardian, I have to remind myself to, while playing something else, to not settle, to not out of habit hit 3-4-2, which has kind of been a default for me forever with Guardian. Which is jump in, drop a seal or sigil, and then spin. Because for so much of the game, that was more than sufficient to basically deal with all the content as a Guardian. That's not meant as an insult to a Guardian, to any Guardian players. I wasn't a great player, and so I fixated on the spec that I had the best survival and management of my resources and being able to do a boatload of damage and not die, basically. And for all of the solo play and stuff, it was perfect.
Such might! It's my destiny.
You see, my issue with healing for me is having done a little bit of it in, Latro and WoW and stuff, is I can't unlearn what I've learned about healing. So I can't approach healing in Guild Wars 2 and not look at it the way healing is in, say, WoW, where it's guys is low on health, target him, throw a heal. And that's not the way it works in Guild Wars 2. And I especially can't drop the mindset that I have from healing in those other games.
May the spirits of the...
Again, that's a me thing.
Ready to have a little fun at the expense of the Sons of Svanir? The beer merchant disguise isn't perfect, but it'll fool those idiots long enough.
Hi guys, would you care for some free beer? First of all, there's no way they can say no to this, because there's no way I could say no to this.
I need to lie down. Keep an eye on the Minotaurs for me.
I'll keep an eye on the Minotaur for you.
No, I'm gonna say it. All these years.
Just got that sent a tell from
You know why?
a viewer.
Every time
ferocity.
this spawn has a drink, he starts in on. I swear I'm gonna. Because you're weak and stupid. You're not fit to serve dragon. Go
Get the
work
sun's
at
drunk.
League. Buddy,
Oh, there's the bird.
that does it.
Linking a legendary rune.
Till it pops like a grape.
Ah, bears brown to Jormai, to Svanir.
Having, I have been one who has been pushing the value of
Impress me. Let's roll for me. For yield.
legendary runes and sigils for those of us who play with lots of alts, and have had some success in convincing people that it's the way to go. It's faster, it's less expensive, and it provides an extremely useful and helpful play element. Nice. I have exactly one legendary other than the runes and sigils.
I'm the strongest.
Dusk.
Now, the strongest is going inside to take a victory nap.
All right, the sons are drunk. Okay, everyone's drunk, right? Thank you. We now who let the Minotaurs out? I will spare you the rest. It is a feeling of accomplishment, whether it's a legendary weapon or one of the lesser legendaries. Armor, runes, sigils.
What happened?
Or even like some of the trinkets and jewelry and stuff. Holy crap, are some of those involved.
I thought you were watching the
Regardless,
it
it always feels good. It's like, well, there's one more thing I'll never have to worry about in this game again.
They're the enemy.
I have dodged attacks successfully. More XP for me! Hello there.
The Minotaurs are free, and these sons of Svanir won't be hunting any more of them.
Never let it be said.
Are those the
heirs
names
to
that they
Galton
have
must know how
on
to throw a
Steam?
party. I hope Minotaur is pleased.
I'm sure he is. Now we just have to find the Sons of Svanir leader Vidkun and his dragon beast.
We should split up.
Because
In case
if it's
Vidkun returns and
the
tries to
two
track
on
us,
Steam,
I'll meet you at your house.
Perfect. I'll see you in
the big
Holbrook.
advantage
And we'll
to
plan
the
something
super
that will
uber
knock
duper one
Jormag and the Sons of
is,
Svanir
in
right in their
essence, you
craven
get,
teeth.
if memory serves, you get, for the extra dollars, oh, okay, X-Packs and Seasons. Ah, that's right, they did add the ones with the seasons to the website as well. Originally, that was only a Steam thing. Right. The 4K gems, in my experience, if you think you're going to spend gems, is worth it because the extra amount of money you pay is significantly less than you would pay for the gems. And as someone who actually uses gems over time, for me, it's always obviously the benefit I get from the extra 4K gems is worth the premium I pay for it. But if you're not interested in anything from the gem store, then you're paying extra for a benefit you may never use. I'll go with that one. It is, to my mind, however, definitely worth it to, if you don't have any of the Living World stuff. The Living World stuff is worth it. Is worth it. To my mind, not every season is good top to bottom, but overall, they're all quite good. And the value, particularly in something like Living World Season 4, is very large. And if you're, the more interested you are in story stuff, the more important Living World is as well. Oh, yeah, if it includes the copper-fed salvage-o-matic is wonderful. I can show you that. It's this, and if you don't have something like this, you'll have to buy salvage tools like these pretty frequently, because that's one of the way you get crafting materials is all the extra stuff you get in the game, you salvage for crafting materials. And so I'll salvage these right now because I got a free kit. This is a new character, and you get one as part of leveling up. Otherwise, I'd use this, and over time, it saves you a lot of money and an enormous amount of headache. The unlimited gathering tools are better the more you play a single character. The more alts you play, the less good it is. I bought a set, and I realized over time that I have one character who's constantly doing a lot of harvesting of goods in the world, and so he got the set. And I always keep an extra set of the best mining tools here in my shared inventory so that I never run out. It requires less management. But the Copperfed is great for anyone. The gathering tools are the fewer characters you play, fewer alts you play, the better those are. Again, in my experience. Your mileage may vary.
Hey, you! Hey!
Hey, if you got any other questions, just fire away. It's always nice to be actually helpful. Swap and upgrade our staff.
Sweet, sweet treasure.
That's sweet, sweet treasure. Where are we off to next? Back to air. Thank you very, very much. I've got to say it out loud. Thank you very, very much, Dank Anal Bead. I'm very, very appreciative of that. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very, very much. Welcome. That's my one spiel. It's the only one I've got. Yeah, as far as gems go, there are a lot of quality of life things you can get as well. You can get shared inventory slots. You can get additional character slots, which is great. Additional bank storage is great. Well, that function is working just fine, even at my age. However, most of the rest of my dysfunctions, yeah. My advice, kids, all of you, just stay young. Just don't get old. You'll be glad you listened to me. For instance, getting up in the middle of the night to take a leak.
I have great hopes that this is the
2 to
hero
4
we've been
times a
waiting
night.
for. Don't worry. No matter what, we'll still be together. You
It's just not
and me,
fun.
just like always.
Stay young. The Who did not have the right idea. They said famously, I hope I die before I
Now
get
that
old.
the
No.
Minotaurs are free, we can concentrate
Just don't
on
get old.
Vidkun and his beast.
That's the
I
key.
believe they're hiding out near Hunter's Lake.
Then we're off to the lake to punish Vidkun and his little dragon minion.
I remember my first gray
Simple.
hairs.
That creature is a servant of the ice dragon itself.
I was on
You
a
should take
business
dangerous
trip,
opponents more seriously.
and I noticed a
Don't
couple in my,
underestimate Vidkun's
at that
beast,
time, blonde
or
mustache.
I'm not underestimating them.
I was
I'm
not
insulting them.
amused.
Relax, Air. I know this will be a real fight, and I'm ready for it.
You have to be more than ready.
I
used
was
to be
mostly
as
bald
eager
by
as
the time
you,
I was
but
18.
I learned
Or
where
actually,
Jormag's
yeah,
minions
18.
are involved, you can't over-prepare.
So I didn't get
With
gray
you
up
around,
here.
I'm learning all the time.
Most of this
Trust
was
me,
gone by the
I'm
time
ready
I
for
was
this.
18.
So is Garm by the look of
A
him.
year
perking up
after I
his ears at the
graduated,
idea of a fight.
one of my
Garm's
high
a
school
bit
teachers
like
was
you.
bringing a
He
class
always enjoys a good
to
brawl.
the university I was
Let's
at.
give him
So I
one.
dropped by to say
We'll meet you
hi,
at
and she
Hunter's
looked up
Lake.
at me and went, You've gone bald. And I went, oh my God, what happened to my hair? Because that happened in about a year. No, I like to say that that in my case it migrated to my back, but that's not really true either. Meet with Air at Hunter's Lake. Air, Hunter's Lake. All the way up yonder. A lot of times I think, depending on how it comes in, white in the beard actually can look really cool. What do we have? Anything worth using instead? The passive.
Finish your drinks. It's fighting time.
Let's go with that passive.
Luscious with my brother. Ship me.
Yeah, that I can only imagine.
I brought my ale down south.
Yeah, I remember my mother going through hers. She looked adorable, bald. Me? I'm not that big a fan of it, but hey, it's what I've got. On the other hand, losing it your way, there's just no good about that other than when it ends.
Minotaur seems eager to settle the score with Vidkun and
Did
his
it grow
dragon
back
minion.
differently?
If
Because
they've
my
been eating
mother's,
my friends
when it
and
grew
family,
back,
I feel
it
the
came back
same.
curly. Oh, I gotta help them with these, because otherwise they'll stay here and they'll be fighting these worms forever. Go, got him. Everyone ready to, like, actually come. Come on, Air. Air. I actually did. Well, this went away early. The rest of it, I actually did have down to the shoulders for a while. Oh, and let's see. One of my years in working in high tech, I went to the Halloween party as a computer nerd, and I combed my hair over from both sides so it met in the middle like a little tent.
Faster!
Yeah, two of those guys died in unison. That was nice. Now the question is, do you like it wavy?
Faster!
Gray, frankly, for better or for worse, a lot of guys can get by with gray. Whereas a lot of women, they're not gonna... It causes them more of an issue socially than us guys. I have defeated enemies.
So,
You're the ones causing so much
Yeah, I
trouble.
never really worried about the
A
going bald
snub-nosed
thing.
kid and an old woman. Huh.
The going
Coming
gray
here
thing a
was
little bit,
fatal mistake. My
but maybe the
thanks
fact
for
that I'd gone
delivering the
bald
Minotaur
first,
spirit.
and I didn't really much
My
matter
dragon
about that.
beast needs a full meal before I turn it loose on
Not
hold.
sure why. I guess maybe because I kind of
We're not
expected it.
delivering Minotaur to
I
your
look
pet.
rather a lot like my
We're
dad.
delivering your pet to him.
My dad was bald.
He's going to trample that thing flat.
He had black hair.
It's
Mine's
over,
obviously
Vidkun.
blonde, or was.
You butchered your last Minotaur.
Oh,
You
holy
attacked the
shit!
spirits
No,
of
that
the
would not
wild.
be fun.
We are their rebuttal. Defend yourself.
Come, my pet. Let us show them.
Well,
the
let's
power
kill
of
the
dragon.
beast first. No, the social issues with that, I think, is it. First of all, it's unfair, but unsurprising.
Faster.
But yeah, as a guy, not a big deal. As a woman, well, I mean,
Such might.
generally speaking, society puts a great deal more of a burden on a woman under
Kill you
those
for this.
circumstances.
Kill you all. Faster.
All right, Vidkun. We got it. And something else dropped.
I'm no shaman, but it's easy to see that Minotaur is happy and grateful.
Yeah, that would be a
I
terrible
hope this
burden.
means no more Minotaur herds attacking caravans.
Like you
I'd
need
say
something to
definitely
worry
not.
about when you're
We
undergoing
didn't just stop
chemotherapy.
these sons of Svanir. We expanded our understanding of the spirits.
The
This is a
first
victory
sunburn
to
on
the
the head?
Severed Slayer.
Holy shit,
I'll
was
save
that
it.
awful.
And if I remember correctly, you're going to join me in savoring it over a few kegs of Bear's Brown Ale.
My friends and I, we would go
I
out,
did promise, didn't
go
I?
every
We'll have to
Saturday.
wait
We'd
for the
go
next
back to
meat
high
kill.
school,
I think the Suns
and we
drank all the
played
Bear's Brown in
softball
Holbrook.
or
That won't stop us for
basketball. Or
long.
most of the time, we'd
Nothing
play
can.
ultimate frisbee.
Keep that confidence, Slayer.
And
There's a lot more I want
after
to teach
going
you.
bald,
But
the
frankly,
first
you've done
Saturday
enough
I
for one
headed
day.
out,
Garm and I may call on you again.
and we
You
played
should
all
also
day.
count on us if you ever need
Holy
help.
shit,
Until we
was
meet
that
again,
awful.
May the spirits
It
guide you.
was terrible. So you are entirely right to be concerned about it. It's the living shit. It's terrible. That first one,
One challenge down.
you learn pretty
It'll
quick
fetch a nice price.
that that's not something you want to do ever again. I have my key. We will finish this up. We'll open our box, and then I will do the festival stuff. I even got sunburned through a sunroof that was cracked open. It was a sunroof that you could, pop open to get some air into. And I got sunburned just through the sunlight that moved across my head through the crack. Sunburn sounds like it's no big thing, but under those circumstances, I can assure you it's a thing. And it's not pleasant at all. Let's see, what do we got? I'll start with that.
Vigil calls. Join us and fight beside Javi Joris' daughter herself.
Let's put the stuff away. This will come down here. Oops. Wrong button. 50 luck.
Target destroyed.
Go.
Faster.
And there. And there. Throw that up there. Really? How about we try clicking the button correctly this time? Yay me. Let me sell my junk. Yes. I had that wouldn't have occurred to me, but yeah,
The
you
spirits of the
definitely,
wild welcome you.
especially up here, right at the very crest, it burned and blistered and peeled And that sounds like just about an ideal environment for an opportunistic infection.
We all walk in the light of the six. Heed my words, and be blessed as never before.
Which seems like something you'd like to avoid. Call me crazy. Yeah. Ugh. Those blisters were bad enough. I think I have one Black Lion chest tucked away in here. I do.
Faster!
So here's what we've got. We'll get a Black Lion statuette. We'll get an Evan Nashblade Lucky Envelope. We'll get 2 commons. Good ones are the unlocks and maybe the dies, but probably not even the dies. The uncommons are nice. The current set is the Abyss Stalker set. It's pretty good looking.
Strength is mine.
That's an example. The hammer. Very nice. The Festive Iceberg Skiff is nice. It's way over the top and silly and goofy, and I actually kind of like it. I already got the Fortunate Blossom Fishing Rod skin. A little disappointed that I got it. Not that huge a fishing guy. The Foxfire set is available among the rares. It's another nice looking set. And then the super rares, which I'll never get. I will click open. What we're looking for is a 5th box to appear right here. And that would be a... we got an uncommon or better. It's about a 1 in 10 shot.
Kill him!
The guild envelopes. No uncommons. Oh, what we... Black Lion claim ticket. Scrap. That goes in.
Oh, traveler.
The Black Lion statuette goes in. There's a separate vendor from the guild trader.
Faster!
Tell me more. I have all the commons and uncommons because I have all commons and uncommons.
Strength is mine.
I have the rares. And I have all but one of the exclusives.
Ah, such might.
Are those the divine luckies as opposed to the little luckies? Because I know from the vendor in Lion's Arch you can get 8 of the divine luckies for gold each, and then however many of the coins you have you can get for 90 silver, 88 copper each, I think. Okay, I will poke into that in just a second. Because I will be doing my festival stuff. It's a rare. So I will send that off to my alt account. Yes, I'm not diseased. I have an alt account.
This is a bad time.
And if I already have it on the alt account, I then stick it in the guild bank for any of my guildies. You want it? And the Nashblade. Sell, and
faster.
2 luck. I will sell this.
Good hunting.
Most important thing for the long-term wealth of your account is to log into your accounts every day. I've done that even when I'm not playing. For years and years and years. But we have finished our key farm. I'm now going to swap over to the character I am doing festival stuff on. This is him. I just recently got EOD on my alt account too. I had to. I'd named my engineer Golemancer Glebe. And you can't be a Golemancer if you don't have a golem. So I had to buy EOD. That's how I justify things to myself. That pathetic, really. Well, let me do a quick check in the guild hall. Buy 3 a day with the guild trader, huh? Yeah, I have finished off all of Heart of Thorns except for the one map where they added a mastery. I haven't finished out that mastery. Guild Trader, Guild Treasurer, Guild Com Trader, Favor Broker? Note of Favor. Don't know what that is. Yeah, the auto loot is a big deal. That's one that's worth tracking down. Oh, I'm trying to find the vendor.
You break
not the
it,
treasurer.
I break you.
Maybe we don't have this vendor. You get auto loot through the Tyria, Core Tyria Mastery. Trading post icon, got it. It's the Central Tyria Mastery. Pact Commander. The very last one will give you advanced logistics, and you automatically loot stuff into your inventory. That's the most important mastery, arguably, in the game for quality of life. It is just a huge deal. I don't think we've got a max trader at all. That's the decorations, the notary. We've got the workshop proprietor. Oh, Guildhall Explorer. I didn't we had that. The scribe. Is he in the inn here? With the scales. Yeah, he is. No, he's not. He's back there. Wait, what? Back. Ah, that one. Yep. The market. We haven't done any work on our guild hall in a while. That one.
How are you doing?
Those are the upgrades. How's the market doing? Yeah, ours may not be high enough that he even has that option. Yeah, it doesn't look like we even have the option. Still, worth checking. Well, I'm sure that that call is not for me. I'm going to mute so you don't have to listen to them. Yeah, I will check on that one in just a sec. They hung up. Let's see. I'm not representing right now. I will change that.
Salutations.
The dude beside him. Ah. My funds. Using guild comms. Yeah, I don't think I have enough that I'm willing to spend my guild comms. I might need them later. But thank you, that is useful. I didn't even know this vendor was here for other stuff that I might find useful, like obsidian shards and the like. Yeah, but I haven't gotten any in a long time. We haven't been doing any guild stuff for a while. And I'd rather keep what I've got. At least for now. But I will get my divine luckies through the old-fashioned axle grease. No, elbow grease. Axle grease is something entirely different. That sounds like work. What are the dailies today?
How's it going? Speak quickly.
Lucky envelopes. In Krita, no. 5 firecrackers, that's easy. And it's the Celestial Challenge. Let's go do the Celestial Challenge. For anyone who hasn't done the Celestial Challenge, oh. Well, the next event begins in 15 seconds. I'll be around from the start. Because you have to have been around to be able to open that. Won't let me open it. No! Event successful. Well, not for me it wasn't. Here we go. And we've restarted. We have to collect motes. That doesn't sound remotely interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just it's a disease. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would do. I would save up some currency for some silly cosmetic. Although, of course, it's not silly if I want it. It's important. We've almost collected them all. Collect them all. Amaze your friends. If anyone hasn't done this before, basically it's a series of sort of little mini events.
Kill them all!
Need to turn off action camera, if memory serves, for this one. Other way, I think. Away from the ugly, unfriendly monsters. You might want to hurt me. That's 2 in a row I have swung and missed at.
Kill them all!
Indeed. Kill them all. I normally, as far as the little luckies go, it kind of depends on what the daily events are. For the divine luckies, I get 3 or 4, I think, most of the time.
Buster!
Each day it's like 3 or 4 of the divine luckies for me, I think. But then I'm just doing the dailies. I'm not doing the optimized to make money, which would be an entirely different kettle of fish. Basically, I like the free boxes that you can get from doing the dailies like 5 times each.
Kill them all!
There we go, another event succeeded.
A swirling gust.
A swirling gust. Which one is this? This is... Ah, yes. I have actually won this race as an old guy with awful reactions and poor eyesight and generally bad judgment. I have actually won this one a number of times. Yeah. And I've fallen behind now. I was leading! They must be cheating! They're not cheating. How did I not get credit for that? Oh. Oh, I fucked up. I'm doomed now. Oh, again. I have failed. Oh, I'm failing. My failures are manifest and manifold. I boast about how I've won this in the past, and now I'm a failure. Manifold, manifest, mana starved, mana drain.
Strong.
Compact and swift.
Torment is my ally.
Brilliant ember.
You can't keep a good man down.
Kill them all. Ha! Extra damage.
A swirling gust.
That's how it's done.
Didn't we kill this one once already? Pretty sure we did.
Sand, shield us.
You're welcome, everyone. I gave them all stability. I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. I have 2 boxes. I haven't done this event this year. Wahoo indeed. Oh, that was not fair. I would like to complain to the authorities. Again? Wow. My inability here is almost limitless. Wow, I'm terrible. How bad am I? The answer? Really bad. did poorly on that one. Very poorly indeed, but we have succeeded. Overall, I don't think I'm going to get a whole bunch of chests out of this. 5, maybe? I did not perform well, and I feel shame. I have let you all down. I've let myself down. I've let the side down. And I'm deeply ashamed.
That looks valuable.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. That's disappointing.
A swirling gust.
Yeah, I know. I am a swirling gust indeed. So we'll get 4 of those today. The Divine Luckies. I'll get 1 for finishing off the daily. I think all I need to do is set off 5 batches of firecrackers. And then open a couple more envelopes and we'll get the freebie.
Speak quickly.
1 firecracker. 2 firecracker. Sorry. 3? I mean, how can you resist the count? 4. You know the Count's full name? 5. The Count's full name is Count von Count. The more you know.
I'm not sure about this.
There we are. That should be the daily. That's another follow. Smoldering Minion.
May the Six watch over you.
Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and occasionally complete, total, utter unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Thanks, guys.
The answers lie hidden around you.
That never gets old.
May
At least
Cormyr
not yet.
enlighten you.
Maybe someday. Not yet. Good, we did finish. And
Speak quickly.
I need to buy.
Greetings. How can I help?
Even though the Luckies, those are sold, that's a deposit.
What do you need to know? How's
Buy
it going?
8 of those, even though I don't go crazy
Everything is
on
relative.
the luck and save all of my envelopes until the end and bump myself
May
up
the
to the
Six
luck
watch over
cap.
you.
I still buy these because I want some of the freebies you
Good
can
to
get.
meet you.
We have 12
Need something?
divines today.
May Lissa aid you.
Now I have to check. Envoy armor? I'd have to look. And it's something I haven't done. But here we are. We've got 12 of the Divine Luckies. We spent, let's see, 11 gold. Call it 12 gold. Round it off. We'll see what we end up with.
How's it going?
Never have too much treasure.
How can I help?
Lucky Rabbit Lantern.
Good
Its
to meet you.
skin's already unlocked. I already
May
have one of
Cormyr
these, so that's
enlighten
the
you.
second one of those. This goes down here in the piles of stuff basket. Looks like
May
I lost
Lissa
about
aid
a
you.
gold today. Ah, got it. Yeah.
What do you need to know?
So I lost a
Dismissed.
gold, but may have
My
made it up
time
in
is
whatever
precious.
in here is sellable. Or this, which when I checked
Greetings.
last night, was selling for like 11 silver. 11 silver. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, 1040. Oh no, nobody's buying them. So it's in fact worth not 10 silver at
Greetings.
all.
Do you need my help?
I will take a few more minutes here before I call it an evening to do my standard daily stuff. First is harvesting my home instance. This is the high quality, expert game playing that people tune into my stream from around the world. Me going into my home instance and farming 5 nodes. Sprockets. And blade shards. I made the, I think the final of the blade shard back pieces a couple months back.
Threshold achieved.
Winter's Day. Snowflakes. Those are a high value item right now. Next up. Go to the guild halls. This is a guild I had some friends in, and I've run with them just a handful of times, but they've got a reasonably full slate of goodies. So I'm not shy about logging in and partaking. Berries. If there's anything in the game that I could do without ever seeing again, it's the dandelion blossoms. Oh, nice. Yeah, it wasn't something I started paying much attention to till maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. So I don't have a bunch of stuff in mind. And now we go to the small guild that my Latro friends and I created. This is the one I was on before. Yes, it would. Gold is something I have never had in large amounts. The only time I ever cracked 1,000 gold was when I sold 250, a full stack of Mystic coins at the time, at a peak price of 2.5 gold each. And after the trading house took its cut, that was enough to basically exactly buy the precursor for my legendary weapon. So I was over 1,000 gold for less than a day. Next up, I keep her here.
Sorry, I don't know that.
I don't know what I said that woke up my Amazon voice activated device.
Careful now. Don't
I keep
get
her here and
overconfident.
run her through this little obstacle course every day. Gives me some of the unusual coins. And I don't know, about once a week or so, she finishes out the monastery training and gets the benefits of that. Some karma, some other crafty bits. Like that, and in this case, also got the daily Taskmaster bonus points.
We have completed the task at hand.
And bonus karma. And then the last one, oh, I think I've got to bring this one in, as her inventory is just about full. Holy crap. The bee infusion. Impressive.
And I deserve it too.
Most impressive. Where'd the luck go? I saw luck. Oh, there we are. As you can see, her inventory is just about full. For me, as I'm a hoarder, so I haven't sold much of the stuff that I've picked up over the years. You know, all the crafting mats and everything, which made it a lot cheaper for me to make, you know, the legendary sigils and runes, because I had most of the stuff I needed.
And I deserve it too.
I'd be a lot better off if I'd sold more of my mystic coins at that 2 gold, 50 silver point. Instead, what are they now? 80 silver? I have over 1,000 mystic coins, so
Nothing like the spoils of
those
war.
used to be a good store of value. Not so much anymore. Once that one of the barons got caught with his bank open on stream, showing all of the duped items, the price of mystic coins went straight down. And I'm about to finish up here. Thank you very, very much for hanging out. I really appreciate it, and obviously for the Prime. That was very generous of you. Have a great night. Let me put this stuff away, and I'm going to be taking off too. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for the follow, for the sub. It's always welcome. Thanks, guys. You're always welcome. I should be back tomorrow. Not sure if it'll be Guild Wars 2 or something else. You know me, I bounce around like a pachinko ball. Or possibly a BB in a coconut, but that's more like my brain bouncing around. But I'll be back tomorrow. Knock on wood. I hope the rest of your Thursday evening goes great. I hope your Friday goes quickly and gets you off into your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Night, guys.